And welcome back to the special edition of Hannitys America. We are counting down the top 10 reasons, in my opinion, why not to vote for Senator Barack Obama. We continue with reason 5. You know, the Founding Fathers created a government based on checks and balances, but as you will see, government as we know it may be headed for a complete liberal takeover.
Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, Chris Dodd, and Barney Frank. Now take a close look. They may be the leaders of a liberal supermajority in Washington, and if Barack Obama is elected, these people will have free rein to push their left-wing liberal agenda on you.
We have started to reclaim the American dream for all Americans.
The vision the Democratic Speaker of the House is referring to is an unchecked, ultra-liberal government passing the most liberal agenda under the most liberal president in U.S. history.
I think this can be an incredible election.
According to the National Journal, Barack Obama's voting record made him the most liberal senator in the U.S. Senate in 2007. That's making him more extreme than Barbara Boxer, Russ Feingold, and even the admitted socialist Bernie Sanders. In a volatile election year like this, many seats that were once Republican may be picked up by Democrats. The nightmare scenario is in the Senate. Democrats are only 9 seats away from the magic number of 60, and that would give them complete control of the chamber. Without the ability of a conservative filibuster, Republicans will be silenced. You can call it the new Obama deal. Here's what you can expect within Obama's first 2 years. Universal health care. Obama's plan is a public insurance system, and that means millions in taxpayer dollars funneled from private coverage to government entitlements. The biggest pro-union bill since 1935. It's called the Employee Free Choice Act, would erase secret ballot elections.
If you get rid of the right to a secret ballot, there is no way to stop a workplace from being unionized.
An overhaul in tax reform. For super ultra-liberals, that means imposing huge taxes on small businesses and corporations. Now that's the lifeline of America, exactly what we don't need.
I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody.
Also expect a liberal overhaul of the Supreme Court. Currently, 5 of the 9 Supreme Court justices are 70 or older. That means Obama could have multiple appointments during his term.
We need somebody who's got the heart to recognize, the empathy to recognize what it's like to be a young teenage mom. That's the criteria by which I'm going to be selecting my judges.
Obama was the editor-in-chief of the Harvard Law Review, as well as a constitutional law instructor. Now that means that he believes the Constitution should be adapted to his ever-changing, ultra-liberal worldview. And if history tells us anything, a liberal supermajority left, unchecked, would impose vast expansions of government, definitely raise your taxes, redistribute your income, and put our national security at risk. Now ask yourself, do we really want America to become an Obama nation courtesy of San Francisco Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the gambler Harry Reid, and hedge fund Joe Biden? Do you really want that?
Barack Obama repeats over and over the mantra of change, 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 but what does change really mean? His actions on the campaign trail paint a very different picture of a man who uses divisive tactics against his political opponents, which brings us to reason number 4. Barack Obama could be the first African-American president of the United States. But despite what you think, he's just about the only one talking about that.
There's no black America, or white America, or Asian America, Latino America. There's the United States of America.
With flowery rhetoric like that, you can understand why Louis Farrakhan hails him as a messiah.
When the Messiah speaks, the youth will hear.
Unfortunately, Obama is sending mixed signals again to the American people.
He doesn't look like all those other presidents on those dollar bills.
Accusations of his opponents race-baiting him have been a mainstay of the Obama campaign since the Democratic primary. Remember this picture. The Obama campaign said that Hillary Clinton had released it, a charge Hillary's campaign strongly denied, but left her image with African-American voters badly tarnished.
I think that they played the race card on me, and we now know from memos from the campaign and everything that they plan to do it all along.
Obama has turned any mention of race into an attack and denigration of character. Recently, in the most egregious attack, Democratic Congressman John Lewis compared Senator McCain to segregationist George Wallace after supporters at a McCain rally reportedly yelled terrorist at the mention of Obama's name. Quote, "What I'm seeing today reminds me too much of another destructive period in American history. Senator McCain and Governor Palin are playing with fire, and if they're not careful, the fire will consume us all." Lewis later backed away from his statement, and the Secret Service has not been able to corroborate many of the allegations concerning the yelling at McCain rallies. McCain campaign manager Rick Davis challenged Obama for not denouncing the hateful remarks.
Barack Obama should apologize to John McCain directly.
Enter Obama's chief strategist, David Axelrod, the mastermind behind Barack Obama's campaign and the media consultant who has made a career of turning the tables of race on his opponents.
We issued a statement right away and said there's no comparison between George Wallace and John McCain. But what I haven't heard Rick say
who's we?
Is what I haven't
Was it Barack Obama who issued that statement?
What I haven't heard Rick say is that there's anything wrong with the kind of statements that are coming out in these rallies.
Axelrod, who first met Obama 15 years ago in his hometown of Chicago, has managed to package Obama as, quote, the symbol of change. A remarkable feat, given that Axelrod himself said it in a New York Times profile. Everything, the message, the platform, even his fresh, quote, "Yes, we can" slogan was modeled from Deval Patrick's successful 2006 gubernatorial campaign.
I have a dream.
I have a dream. Just words.
David Axelrod has worked on over 100 Democratic campaigns, but has found a niche in using populist rhetoric to exploit class and racial schisms. With only a few more weeks to the election, we have to ask, how will David Axelrod find new ways for Barack Obama to benefit from the race card in the Oval Office? Will Barack Obama really bring a unique change that we can believe in, or more of the same racially tinged Democratic rhetoric?
Next, we'll look at how Senator Obama figures on paying for all his big plans for, quote, change, and then why